Hey, what's going on, guys? There's only 7 days left until Halo 4 comes out, and I am really excited, and up until now it's been all about Halo 4 news, but now all the news is over, and a lot of these YouTubers bringing the news are going to die down because their original material is going to be pretty weak. I'm brand new to YouTube. Most of my material is going to be completely original. I want to do stuff no other YouTubers out there doing. I've been spending weeks learning how to make these videos so I can get started. It's not easy. I've had no free time, and it all comes down to this for me, so just sit back, listen up. I'll be telling you stuff you won't hear anywhere else. So Halo 4's weapon balance is a completely unique balance, and to explain why I think this is the reason Halo 4 is going to be simply better than all past Halos, I gotta go over some history. Starting with Halo CE, this game's multiplayer was revolutionary. It changed the FPS scene for good and really stepped up the bar, and no other game can compete with Halo even today. But Halo CE had horrible weapon balance, and it played really inconsistently in comparison to later Halos. The Magnum dominated over all other basic weapons in Halo CE, and this honestly is a fundamental problem. Halo 2 brought in the BR, the new precision and headshot-based competitive weapon, to replace the Magnum. Halo 2 also brought in dual wields, which are really vicious close-up, but disabled your ability to throw grenades and beat down until you released a weapon. This made dual wielding really inconsistent to use, so for Halo 3 they brought back the AR. The Halo 3 AR was really weak, and it was only dominant over the BR at very close range. It was a decent enough weapon to kill even the best of players with the BR, however, and as a competitive player, I actually used the AR over the BR in matchmaking because most competitive players would just never expect someone who's really good to use it. Me and my other skilled friends played Halo 3 in ways nobody else was playing, and we played with the AR so much. Me and two of my other friends in particular were probably in the top 50 AR users in the world of Halo 3. We were flawless with that thing, and we knew how to burst and move our feet, exactly how to stay out of range combat in ways other competitive players just didn't know how to anticipate, and they frequently paid the price being over-aggressive against us with the BR. But against absolutely great players, the BR was something we had to use, and even on half the maps we would be forced to use the BR at least half the time unless we had a power weapon because the AR was just too weak. I've always frowned upon the fact that in order to be a skillful Halo player, you have to be great at pinpoint accuracy. This isn't fair to a lot of players who just don't have it set in their brain to be good in this way, but have the wits and tactical smarts to outplay others. This is probably the biggest reason why many Halo players have converted to Call of Duty since 2007, because if you are a competitive player, then there's only a couple ways to actually crush the field in Halo. Then Halo Reach came out, and this gun balance issue drastically changed. But not through improvements at all. They replaced the BR with the DMR and made a hit scan with the bloom effect. Now, sidetracking to the bloom effect, I know most of you think the bloom effect has been around since Halo CE and wasn't even new to Halo Reach, but the bloom was actually never around until Reach. Guns had recoil before Halo Reach, but not bloom. Now let me explain why this is a misconception. The AR, the Magnum, SMGs, the BR, all these guns had bullet spread or kickback, two different forms of recoil, but they never had bloom. Bloom is simply the display of bullet spread. It was a term invented for the Reach's DMR to give its visual display a common label that players could exercise. Bungie gave their recoil graphics the name Bloom because they drastically changed their weapons functions. The DMR's Bloom, though, was brilliantly designed. The gun goes from pinpoint accuracy to a big spread. If Bloom didn't show the player how inaccurate the gun got, then the entire game would be a complete failure. The BR didn't have Bloom because its accuracy didn't really change it, and it wasn't necessary. The Bloom effect enables the DMR to even exist, though. And the fact that the circle grows and shrinks at a steady pace is a genius design to me. I could explain more in depth, but time is short with all these details, so let's move forward. Halo Reach's gun balance overall is absolute garbage. The DMR is the only worthy basic weapon, and even the AR isn't usable in any fight whatsoever. Sure, it can kill an enemy if you have the drop on them, but it will never win a fair fight. It sucks. Halo Reach has the DMR and then power weapons. The Magnum can't even compete with the DMR, but at least it's a usable option if you don't have anything else. Power weapons have never been a problem for me, except for the fact that the sniper is just too good for competitive players, and there is always two of them on every map. This makes 25% of the players in competitive games get a gun that just dominates the entire match and takes away from key fundamentals and forms of skill. Halo 4 changes everything, and if you ask me, everything being added in Halo 4 is just awesome as heck. I see all of the weapons they've added and the gun balance change and ordnance drops as key improvements. The one weapon system Halo has always had, whether it be the Magnum, the BR, or the DMR, is now gone. Bye bye, good riddance, I hope I never see you again. Time for there to be tons of different ways to play the game. And it still feels just like Halo, which is crazy. They brought back the BR, but they also have the DMR carbine and light rifle, which are all different. The gun you'll be using should be completely based on expected battle situations and preference. These are all weapons you will be able to start with in Halo 4, and you decide what you want and you put them in your loadouts. These are the precision weapons, which clearly means that a shot to the head when a player has no shields will just kill them. The fan favorite BR has returned, but this time it will not dominate the field. It is a 5-shot in Halo 4 instead of the famous 4-shot in Halo 2 and 3. It will shoot a tad faster than before, though, and it will also be less accurate, so the gun has changed pretty considerably. To most players' surprise, the DMR has returned as well, and it is a semi-automatic which gets increasingly more inaccurate but is incredibly powerful, and it will kill in 5 shots. Personally, I am super excited both of these weapons have returned. Many will assume that one of them will be redundant if both are in the game, but that is just foolish. They are both used very differently, and I can logically explain why in a bit. The light rifle is brand new and pretty dang sweet. It is the Promethean precision weapon. It's a burst from the hip and semi-automatic when you zoom, but it is more accurate and its ammo capacity will be slightly better. The carbine is a semi-automatic and it shoots much faster than the DMR, but will kill at 8 bullets. It doesn't have much bullet spread, which is a type of recoil, and it doesn't have too much kickback either, but it's still going to be very difficult for most players to use because of its inconsistency through single rapid fire. It'll probably be the least popular precision weapon and maybe even the worst, but I think the light rifle is going to be the worst because I watched a lot of gameplay of all the weapons and I don't know if the light rifle has less aim assist than the other guns or if its kickback is too high, but players really have had a hard time shooting with it despite its accuracy. And some NLG players said it is too weak. I'm not taking their word for it quite yet. We will have to wait and play the game ourselves to really be able to tell. However, I will still just make the guess that the light rifle will be the worst for competitive players and the DMR and BR will be the best weapons, completely depending on how the player moves their thumbs. If a player has low sensitivity, then the BR will steadily stay over enemies, but if a player has high sensitivity controller settings, then their thumbs will move over the player and miss bursting bullets, but will hit with the DMR regardless as long as their timing is spot on. But what I am most excited for, the automatic weapons. These weapons will not benefit by shooting a player in the head. Shoot the feet, shoot the head, they will die just as fast. Automatic weapons have always been weak in Halo, way too weak, but now they have buffed the guacamole out of them and they will bug the absolute crap out of a lot of competitive Reach players. The AR has returned and now it is one of 7 options you will get for your primary weapon in each of your 5 loadouts, and in past Halos it has always shot at 10 rounds per second. It's the same in Halo 4, it's still really inaccurate, but unlike Halo 3 it does not look like you can burst this thing good anymore. And to players who didn't burst in Halo 3, you should have. It was almost a beast. The AR now seems to kill in 14 bullets. I'm not completely sure on this yet, but I slowed it down about frame by frame and looked at it, and I think it kills in 14. Almost nobody knows this, but the AR in Halo 3 killed in 17 bullets exactly. The Reach AR killed in 20, and that 3 bullet difference is ridiculous. The Halo CE AR, in case you're wondering, also killed in 17 bullets, but it was crazy inaccurate. The capacity on the Halo 3 Reach and the Halo 4 AR is all 32, and the CE AR was 60, but again, it sucked. Moving on to the brand new Storm Rifle, this sucker looks sick and I can't wait to test it out. It replaced the Plasma Rifle from past Halos. I assume that this will be the best primary weapon for shooting and then beating down because it should make their shields go down quicker but have the worst overall performance at killing the enemy. However, I could be wrong, only time will tell. The Suppressor is another assault rifle counterpart, but it's the Promethean version. This baby might be my favorite weapon in the game, and it should play out like an SMG and hopefully be burstable at longer range. This gun's performance indoors should demolish precision weapons and kill them before they can even say headshot. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and help me get started here on YouTube. I'll put in the hours as long as there's viewers. There's tons more content coming. This video is just a lead up to my next videos. Check out my Forge video or other videos I'm making. See you all on Halo 4. Peace.
We're taking Charlie.